Welcome to Part 3, Recognising Signs of Abuse. What is child abuse? Child abuse is any action by another person, adult or child, that causes significant harm to a child. It can be physical, sexual or emotional, but can just as often be about a lack of love, care and attention. Neglect, whatever form it takes, can be just as damaging to a child as physical abuse. An abused child will often experience more than one type of abuse, as well as other difficulties in their lives. It often happens over a period of time rather than being a one-off event, and it can increasingly happen online. The NSPCC estimate that over 500,000 children are abused in the UK each year. The signs of child abuse aren't always obvious, and a child might not tell anyone what's happening to them. Children might be scared that the abuser will find out and worried that the abuse will get worse, or they might think that there is no one they can tell or that they will not be believed. Children may not even realise that what is happening is abuse. The effects of abuse may be short-term or may last a long time, even into adulthood. The NSPCC currently defines 12 types of child abuse. These are domestic abuse. Witnessing domestic abuse is a child abuse, and teenagers can suffer domestic abuse in their relationships. Sexual abuse. A child is sexually abused when they are forced or persuaded to take part in sexual activities. This doesn't have to be physical contact, and it can happen online. Neglect. Neglect is the ongoing failure to meet a child's basic needs. It's dangerous, and children can suffer serious and long-term harm. Online abuse. Online abuse is any type of abuse that happens on the web, whether through social networks, playing online games, or using mobile phones. Physical abuse. Physical abuse is deliberately hurting a child, causing injuries such as bruises, broken bones, burns or cuts. Emotional abuse. Children who are emotionally abused suffer emotional maltreatment or neglect. It's sometimes called psychological abuse and can cause children serious harm. Child sexual exploitation. Child sexual exploitation is a type of sexual abuse in which children are sexually exploited for money, power or status. Female genital mutilation, FGM. FGM is the partial or total removal of external female genitalia for non-medical reasons. Bullying and cyberbullying. Bullying can happen anywhere, at school, at home or online. It's usually repeated over a long period of time and can hurt a child both physically and emotionally. Child trafficking. Child trafficking is a type of abuse where children are recruited, moved or transported and then exploited, forced to work or sold. Grooming. Children and young people can be groomed online or in the real world, by a stranger or by someone they know. For example, a family member, friend or professional. Harmful sexual behaviour. Children and young people who develop harmful sexual behaviour harm themselves and others. Example signs of child abuse. There are many signs of child abuse, and these signs aren't always indicators that abuse is taking place. Here are a selection which are more likely to surface online. Talking about being left alone or with strangers. Expressing a fear of being alone with a specific person. Lacking social skills and having few, if any, friends. Being concerned for younger siblings without explaining why. Talking about secrets they can't share. Talking of running away. Being quiet and withdrawn. Signs of depression. Drinking alcohol regularly from an early age. Aggressive behaviour or severe temper outbursts. Sexual drawings or language. Eating disorders, self-harm or suicide attempts. Fear of making mistakes. There are other signs and symptoms which you can read about on the NSPCC website. Please continue on to the next video and complete part 4 of the safeguarding training for Tutorfair volunteers.